So last night I go over to Eli Uden's place. We're gonna play Mario Party. And he's got this cute little dog. It's like he just got the dog a month ago. And she's like, she's just like a little baby puppy or whatever. We're all hanging out. They're trying to figure
one of those baby puppies.
One of baby puppies. Yeah. Baby puppy.
Yeah.
I don't know the technical classification, but we're a small dog.
Sure.
She's hanging out. There's like 4 or 5 guys there. We're trying to figure out some controllers or whatever to play the Switch.
Yeah.
Can't be done.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. I'm hanging out. I've got a beer. I look over. I see what looks like a thing of like little pretzel bites. Like a little like plastic vessel of peanut butter pretzel bites. And I think, well, I'll just help myself. That sounds like the perfect snack right now to go with this beer. A salty pretzel and a beer. It's an age-old combination.
Mario Party,
Mario Party got snacks, and I didn't feel the need to really ask anybody.
Right, it's out on the table.
It's out right there
for everybody.
I open it up. I have 2 or 3. I pop a couple more, and then Sam Evans looks over and goes, "Do you know that you're eating dog food right now?"
Oh my god!
And I look at it, and they're dog treats, and I've eaten like 7.
Wow, they tasted good.
It was just peanut butter and pretzel. I was thinking, there's no salt. Why aren't they salted? Like these should be salted.
Yeah,
and they weren't salted at all, and they tasted fine. I mean, I kept downing them, and then I was concerned, and then everyone made fun of me for 5 minutes, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
And we were dying laughing, and then I looked at the container, the ingredients, and I'm going, I mean, what did I put in my body here?
Right.
I'm looking at it's got the percentages, and it's going, it's stuff, words I've never heard before.
Oh, no.
And it goes 3% ash.
Ash. Good Lord.
Yeah.
That's no good.
So, yeah, I don't know.
3% ash.
So I ate dog food last
4%
night.
flea medication.
Anti-flea.
Yeah.
Worms.
Anti-flea.
Anti-worms.
Yeah, worms. Well, yeah, you don't have to worry about getting worms.
Honestly, they're pretty good. But also, I don't understand why they're just packaging dog treats in human treat containers.
Well, because people treat dogs like they're little babies now.
That's true. They do. In my defense, there was no image of a dog. There was nothing that said dog on it.
No.
Dog on it.
There you go. That's good. Wow. Well, I mean, yeah. I've always wondered, your intrusive thoughts. You always want to try a dog treat.
Right.
You actually did, and it turned out to be okay.
It was fine. I like to think that it was not as bad as
salt
eating
on there.
Dog food. I think would have been worse.
Yeah, well, dog food. Yeah.
But still, even the dog treats,
yeah,
even the dog treats, I'm thinking they probably didn't take a ton of precautions the way they made these.
Maybe,
They
but
probably make them as cheap as possible, right?
probably, yeah.
Because there's not the same FDA
horse bones ground up in there and all this shit.
Fucking rats. They just put 50 rats in a trash compactor and put them inside a
But
pretzel.
I don't know. Maybe you would think there would be some sort of precautions to be taken. You're feeding it to a living thing.
I don't know. I actually think if we fed our dogs correctly, they'd live to be like 25.
Yeah,
I think we just feed them like ground up fucking dead rats, and they croak in 9 years.
Right. Yeah. But isn't that what they would eat out in the wild? Dead rats and things?
Yes, absolutely. So this is what they deserve.
These fucking dumb dogs.
Gotta say, dog treat's pretty good. Highly recommend.
You recommend the dog
Highly
treat.
recommend. They could use a little salt, but
put a little salt on there. It's a tasty treat.
So I am offered an 11 p.m. check spot at New York last night. I don't take it because I've had these plans to play Mario Party.
Yes.
So do the early show, and then I race across town.
Yeah.
To get to Bushwick. It's like a fucking hour away from the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
I get to Bushwick. I eat dog food, and then 2 of the guys' girlfriends get robbed somewhere else, and they all have to leave. And we just play one game of Mario Kart, and then we all go home.
Well, Mario Kart, not even Mario Party.
We could, we just did.
Because there's 2 guys. There's only 2 guys.
There's 3 guys left.
Yeah.
2 guys left, and then there's three of us. And a dog.
Brutal.
And the dog pissed everywhere as a fucking nightmare.
Oh my god! Well, you can't play that. It's a little baby puppy.
It's a little baby puppy.
You can't play the dog.
That was my night. My night last night.
That's brutal, Joe. That's terrible.
Brutal.
Oh my!
And I couldn't get to sleep.
You couldn't get to
I
sleep.
couldn't get to sleep, and I don't know why. I just lay, that happens every once in a while.
Well, you're so excited. You were so excited to play Mario Party,
I
and you
was-
didn't get it out. You couldn't get it out.
all
You couldn't
hopped
go to
up on
sleep.
dog treats.
You're all hopped up on dog treats.
Yeah.
You fucking wash it down with a Celsius. You got fucked.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
So
Joe.
rough
Hopefully-
night, but good to be here with you, my man.
It's good to be here. It's good to see you. Did anything else happen during the week? Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of, and that wasn't what was keeping me up. I wasn't looking at TikTok, here listening about Project 2025 till 1 a.m. Like awake.
No. Well, hopefully it'd be nice. I guess I didn't know. I could have been your fourth for Mario Party, but
It's weird how after an election,
Yes.
it just becomes. It's always like very obvious. You're like, oh, of course that happened.
Oh,
Like, you have
I'm
no-
not shocked at all. I wasn't shocked. Yeah.
No, I know. But like before that, you're like, this could go either way. And then when it shakes out the
Right.
way that it shakes out, you're
Yeah,
like,
oh, of course.
obviously, of course.
Oh, yeah.
We could have all seen that coming, except for Alan and his 13 keys.
Yeah, because for all these dumbass pollsters.
These pollsters.
Yeah.
The guy with the keys cracks me up because he's not a polls guy. He's like he has his
Well, he's got 13 keys.
He's got 13
and
keys.
this is why she'll never lose the election.
whoever gets 7 out of 13.
What
is
a moron.
guaranteed to win.
Stupid. The dumbest thing you could ever possibly
Only he knows
dream
how to
of.
turn the keys.
Well,
The video of him realizing that she lost the funniest
oh, yeah, it's
thing.
hilarious.
He goes, "What the fuck? This can't be right." Shit.
And then he fucking ended his stream.
Yeah.
Immediately. And then a couple days later, he goes, Friday night, I will explain why. I was wrong.
I was wrong.
Tune
And
in. Join my Patreon.
I'll explain what happened to the keys in my next live show. Who the fuck is going to go see that guy's live show?
Oh, only the absolute loser.
It's
It's like people like that and that guy Nate Silver. He's a
sucks.
stupid idiot.
He's a fucking. They're all assholes.
And then every 4 years we forget that they've been wrong every time.
They've been wrong every time. I think Nate Silver like predicted every state right in like 2008 or
Yeah.
something, and then ever
When
since
I could
then
have done that.
Yeah, exactly.
I was in 8th grade.
Oh,
I
let
could
me
have
guess.
done.
Obama wins a lot of them. There's swing states and Obama wins all of them.
Yeah, he
Oh,
could have
yeah.
done that. He was running against John McCain. Huh? Who would have thought?
Yeah. And Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
During a financial collapse. Yeah. So and he's been just off every fucking time since.
Yeah. Well, he
Well,
thought he
who-
had it all figured
It's
out.
impossible to do a poll. Who agrees to? If somebody knocked on my door and said, "Who are you going to vote for?" I'd fucking throw a glass of water in their face. Go fuck yourself.
You also just If you go so they do it by the on foot or by phone.
Yeah, by
Dude.
phone.
Nobody's answering the phone.
Who's answering
I
it?
got.
They're calling
I got-
landlines in
yeah.
the white pages.
I got 30 minutes to lie to you about who I'm voting for.
I think old Republicans just tell these people they're going to vote for Kamala to throw off the polls. And they
Yeah.
go, that'll serve them right.
Yeah. Well, it's called owning the libs, Joe.
Yeah. What did they call it in 2016 where people were, they had this theory that people were like embarrassed to say they were going to vote for Trump and they said they weren't and then they went and did it anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think
what
that's
it
a
was called.
theory. I don't even think that's true.
Yeah.
What are you looking at there?
Well, it's one of our stories.
Okay, you're kind of jumping the gun, but we can get into it. You want to get into it?
Sorry, I was just
Usually we intro the pod first.
I was just looking at it. I had it on my lap. So.
Well, Trent, would you like to tell the folks at home what this podcast is?
Well, I would love nothing more, Joe. This is Echo Chamber with Joe and Trent, the only podcast where two comedians read the Wall Street Journal
Because one of us
gets it for free from work. And would you like to kick us off, or should I?
Well, I think you're chomping at the bit. Why don't you kick us off there? I feel like you can't wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Something is off. I think there's something. I usually put them on a table or something, and it's
Yeah.
not here. Something's amiss.
Something's amiss. The polls are wrong.
The polls are wrong.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, you know PayPal. You've heard of PayPal,
Oh, I'm so familiar.
and
yeah.
you've heard of personal data.
Let me guess, it's been compromised.
That's not been compromised. No, there's no compromise here. They're just sharing it willy nilly. They're sharing
okay,
even
great.
more data than normal, including your pant size.
My pant size. I don't even know my pant size.
Yeah, well,
It's
I don't
crazy
either.
It's crazy that PayPal,
PayPal knows more about
my
me.
pant size, and I don't know my pant size. Every time at Christmas, my mom's, what size pants are you? I go, yeah, fucking, could be anything.
Yeah.
30, 40,
Jesus
30.
Christ, I don't know. You're supposed to know that.
Yeah.
Along with my social security number.
Yeah, and what the weather's going to do next week. Well, we're going to hear about PayPal. We're also going to hear about, well, people didn't like Joe Biden, I guess, and also Justin Trudeau. They don't like him either. He's probably going to be on the way out. So we're going to hear about how everyone thinks he's a fucking loser dork up there.
Wow. Well, I'm sure they'll get somebody.
This is also from the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure they'll get somebody brilliant and normal to replace him as well.
Yeah. Somebody who's not problematic at all.
Yeah. Well, Joe, speaking of voting and all of the sort, keeping the voter rolls clean. How do they do it? And it's a little grim.
How do they keep the voter
rolls? Like the people who vote, how do they keep track of who's voting? Maybe if people are trying to commit fraud.
Oh, yeah. I always wonder.
Doing that might be somewhat grim, according to the Wall Street Journal.
Jesus.
It's not really. That's how they framed it, but it's kind of normal.
Well, speaking of grim, bosses are tightening up the rules on perks companies across the nation.
Oh, good. Yeah, we've had it too good for too long.
Yeah, companies
Eat
are
shit.
they're tightening up, they're cracking the whip. So
bend over and eat shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the new motto for the American worker: bend over and eat shit.
The day Trump's back at the White House, and it looks like every company is saying bend over and eat shit. So we're gonna hear about that too.
That's the new hope poster.
Yeah.
Bend over and eat shit.
Yeah, Shepherd Ferry. He could also bend over and eat shit. Stupid posters. Guy sucks.
Yeah, and I don't trust any guy named Shepherd or Ferry.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, in my final story, TikTok. We're all familiar with TikTok. Who gets it in a couple? There's many famous TikTok couples. Who gets the account in the divorce?
Oh my God. We live in a parallel universe. That's insane. Well, speaking of TikTok, a bit of a TikTok viral sensation. She eats, she bites, she daps. Her fans can't get enough.
Oh.
Who am I talking about?
Yeah, Moo Dang.
Moo Dang, of course.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to hear about Moo Dang's rise to fame. Has she apexed?
I'm sick of her.
What happens next? I'm sick of her, too. They should put her down.
To be honest, getting a little ugly.
Getting a little ugly? I think they should put her down.
Yeah, she's gonna aging a little poorly, in my opinion.
She's like 6 months old. Well, Trent, you want to kick us off?
The shark. Yes, Joe. This is from the Personal Journal, one of our favorite sections
of the Wall Street Journal.
Of the Wall Street Journal, yes. Headline: PayPal to share personal data, even your pants size.
Good.
Payment company is joining other finance firms in the vast market for customer data.
The vast market for customer data.
More, share more.
They get so hard over our data. They just can't get enough.
They love it. They absolutely
pay
love
anything.
it.
Can I have your data, please?
Please,
your data.
It's like Oliver Twist.
Small, please.
If you shop using PayPal, the payments company is about to start sharing your personal data. Very personal. Like your pant size.
My dick size?
Yeah, my dick size. Beginning November 27th. Well, if you buy condoms, if you buy Magnum condoms, I suppose they would know.
Yeah, well, I always buy the big ones, even though that's not representative of what I'm actually working with.
I buy the big ones and use it to tie a rubber band around my cock.
Yeah, I just want the cashier at Walgreens to think I'm cool.
Yeah.
So
I want to rest the cashier at Walgreens.
Yeah. So I go, do you have anything bigger? Is there anything a size up from Magnum?
Yeah. You have anything bigger?
I'm actually quite well endowed.
Yeah. Quite well endowed. How about you toss in those rubber bands?
Rubber bands and one box of Magnum condoms, please.
And I skip. I don't go to the self checkout either because I want them to think I'm cool. If you can't impress the CVS worker,
I take the rubber bands to the self checkout, and then I get the Magnums in person.
Yeah. Well, beginning November 27th, it will start compiling its trove of
customer purchase data to offer to retailers so they can target their advertising. Oh, good. A recent privacy update reads, quote, personal information we disclose includes, for example, products, preferences, sizes, and styles we think you'll like.
It's the end of the world.
We share everything. In other words, we share everything you could ever possibly dream of. Financial firms collect extensive amounts of customer data, everything from the size of your paycheck to the size of your bar tab. Uh-oh, Joe.
That doesn't really look proportionate to the paycheck.
About 25% of large banks said they share at least some of that data with non-affiliated third parties for marketing purposes, according to a 2020 Government Accountability Office report.
What kind of algorithm can make sense of any of this? This guy got hammered last night. So sell him some. He probably wants a cheeseburger today.
He probably wants a cheeseburger, yeah. And he shit his pants.
He shit his
so,
pants.
Man, might need some new underwear as well. Privacy disclosures show J.P. Morgan Chase.
Great company.
My bank.
Great company.
My favorite bank.
They've never done anything wrong.
Citigroup. Another cool bank.
Another awesome bank.
Cool bank. They have those cool city bikes.
Yeah. They didn't both get together and start the financial collapse.
And Bank of America do it.
My bank.
While American Express and Wells Fargo don't.
By the way,
So those are kind of cool banks.
a guy called me from Bank of America yesterday.
Yeah.
And I turned the tables on him.
Yeah.
Because he goes, I'm calling to, you're like, he wanted to sell me on some fucking bullshit upgrade.
Yeah.
Get a new credit card or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, that's great, man. I'll definitely take a look at that. By the way, if you could send me mail, I'm trying to establish proof of residency. And then he goes, like what? I was like, just mail me anything. Just mail me anything you have laying around.
Right.
Just send it to my new address. And he's like, okay. But did you have any interest in the new upgrade card? I go, yeah, I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, send me some information in the mail.
Yeah. Send me some information in the mail. And then he goes, oh, okay. And then I go, by the way, my savings account, is there like a high yield savings account at Bank of America? And he goes, no, not really. I'm like, okay, good. I'm going to take all that out. So I'm going to take everything out. He called me to sell me a credit card.
Yeah.
I'm going to take thousands of dollars out
I'm
of the
going to
bank.
take it all out.
I'm taking
So
everything out.
you go ahead and take it out right now.
Hey, why don't you walk your ass down to the post office and send me some mail while you're at it?
Scumbag asshole. Bend over and eat shit. You stupid bitch. Are you happy with your life? You work at fucking Bank of America like a fucking little pig.
Scumbag asshole call me on the phone. I'm gonna have a fucking platinum credit card.
Fucking
You gotta be dragged out into the street.
shot in the immortal worlds of Garfield.
The immortal world of Garfield.
Though consumers often say, though consumers often say they'd like to opt out, it is often not.
They don't care.
They don't give a fuck.
We say, I want to opt out.
Hey,
And they say,
no.
bend over and eat shit.
Oh, that's nice. Have you been over to eat shit?
Hope you brought the lube, you fucking little bitch. No, they make it. People like to.
Most people, I mean, if you have a brain, you would like to opt out.
Yeah.
But they make it virtually impossible.
It's like when
You're
Amazon.
great. They redirect you to a call center. You wait on hold for 2 hours.
It's not as easy as clicking an app setting. Opt-out rates were generally less than 7%, according to the GAO report.
Bullshit report.
Oh, you're not familiar with the GAO report.
God.
No, but it's impossible to opt out. It's like when you
Buy something on Amazon now, you fucking buy like a potted plant or something. Then you go, would you like to buy? Would you like to buy this every 3 months?
Yeah. They go, okay, we'll set that up for recurring shipment. And then there's no way to...
There's no way to turn it up.
I usually do a hard reboot of my computer. I just put my finger on the Apple button until it powers off. And then I start over.
Consumers are used to being tracked in many ways online, but tend to have higher expectation of privacy when it comes to financial institutions, says Chi Wu, senior attorney.
This is the brother of Crystal Wu.
Yeah, Crystal Wu, Cindy Wu, at the National Consumer Law Center, bullshit law center, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau last week.
Bullshit bureau.
Rolled out a new banking rule that allows third parties like budgeting tools or mortgage companies to access your banking information with user permission.
What's the name of the bureau?
The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
Okay, yeah, just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure that was the name of the bureau. No further questions. Unbelievable.
So
that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
That's what they were put in place for.
So mortgage companies can access your banking information with user permission under the new. Who's like, yeah, go ahead. But
the auto permission feature's turned on, and
Right.
there's no way to turn it off.
Exactly.
So.
It's impossible to find. You have to get a magnifying glass. Under the new rule, companies are restricted from using this data for purposes outside the service you authorize, like selling it to advertisers. However, this new rule only applies to data that you proactively agree to share. It doesn't cover the information that banks or financial
How can anyone
firms.
make sense of all of this? How can anyone make sense of any of
It's
this?
impossible. It doesn't cover the information that banks or financial firms collect and choose to share on their own.
Oh, great.
So you can tell them no, and they go, well, actually, we choose to share. So, since financial institutions,
Your data, our choice.
yeah. Since financial institutions can share customer data under federal law, the consumer watchdog can only enforce stronger
Enshrined it into federal law. Encrypted into the Constitution.
The consumer watchdog can only enforce stronger privacy protections indirectly, said Edward Yenger, a professor at Brooklyn Law School, bullshit law school. Quote, IKEA's...
Consumer watchdog, they cut his cock off. Can't do anything.
Gonna turn it into a fucking eunuch. Quote, IKEA... We're protecting
They
you.
castrated the consumer watchdog.
We're protecting you. It's for your protection. Cut your cock off. Throw it in the trash. IKEA's privacy policy gives you more protection than most banks, he said.
Jesus Christ.
And they have great meatballs, too.
That's why I put all my money on IKEA.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, I think this is going to be a quick one. Canadian voters increasingly reject longtime leader's political brand. This is from the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
Dateline Ottawa.
Oh.
Justin Trudeau reinvented Canadian politics when he was elected Prime Minister at the age of 43 in 2015.
Reinvented.
I know.
He reinvented politics.
Yeah, right.
What a loser.
With the brand built around his good looks and energy.
Yo, that's not something I never heard in politics before. I never heard good looks and energy working in politics.
Almost a decade later, Trudeau's fighting for political survival. About 2/3 of the public disapproves of his performance. His Liberal Party is losing once safe seats, and some members of his caucus say Trudeau needs to go. And the Trudeau brand is now stubbornly unpopular, as Canadians say they're simply tired of him. So they don't like him anymore because he used to be hot and cool,
Yeah.
and now they're just tired of him.
They're sick of him.
Yeah. Quote, he was youthful, sexy, and, Mr. Selfie, said
Mr.
Andrew
Selfie.
Perez, a
What
strategic...
does that even mean?
I don't know. A strategic communications advisor bullshit job and Liberal Party backer. Now
Okay.
there's a disdain for Trudeau. Even
Guy
among
works in communications, calls the guy Mr. Selfie.
Well, after 9 years in the political wilderness, opposition parties see a unique opportunity to deal Trudeau a resounding defeat, much like what Britain's Conservatives sustained this year. An election must be held by October 2025, but could be called sooner if Trudeau's government loses a no-confidence vote.
How He does. How long are are there term limits in Canada?
Well, yeah, I think there are.
Because I feel like he's been in power for a long time.
He was reelected one time in like 2020 or whatever. But they have like it's like Britain where they have to have an election by a certain time, but it can happen. They could do like a snap election or something if the party's like, this guy sucks.
Yeah. It sounds like that's gonna happen. This guy.
Yeah.
Sucks.
What do you think went wrong from? I would wager that maybe the blackface.
The blackface. The blackface probably. Yeah, that probably didn't help.
Now would you? No. Okay.
Well, he used to be. I'll tell you what went wrong. He used to be Mr. Selfie.
Used to be Mr. Selfie.
Now he's fucking an old man.
Yeah. Too bad he had fucking black paint on his face in every other selfie he took. No, tell me, would you, if you were busted for doing blackface once, would you then follow that up with saying, "Well, actually, I did it 4 more times"? I would maybe keep that to myself.
Yeah. But maybe it's good to come clean, he thinks. Maybe it's good to tell the truth.
Well, perhaps. But
perhaps it didn't seem to backfire in his case.
He's fucked. The biggest issue is voter fatigue. It's kind of benefit cost of investing the whole brand of the Liberal Party in Trudeau, because when the person becomes unlikable, that's it. It's very hard to pivot.
Yeah.
So the whole party is just built around him, and they don't think Mr. Selfie anymore.
Mr. Self-Suck, they think.
Well, like him or self-suck. Yeah, well, like him or not, Trudeau has said he's not going away, at least not quietly.
They never go away.
They never go away.
I'm not going away.
Yeah. The only guy to ever step away from power was Biden. They put a gun to his head.
It took him way too long.
It took him a long time.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi had to fucking grab the hammer that they hit her husband with and fucking
get her fucking scary eyes. Looked in his face and you better drop the fuck out.
She grabbed the hammer that guy fucking pounded her husband's head in with. Took that unbited. Well, anyway,
and it all worked out.
He's fucked. They're gonna put in a fucking
I'm sure
conservative
it'll all work out
next year.
It always works out.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's Canada. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
what's gonna happen?
What do I give a fuck?
Yeah, they'll just rip down all the trees
I'm
up
sick
there.
of them, and I don't even live in Canada.
We'll put in a new guy. We'll deforest the whole country.
Get a new Mr. Selfie. Mr. Selfie 2025.
Yeah.
2.0. Well, Joe, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Speaking of voting, sounds like Canada might have an election. I don't know how theirs works, really. It doesn't matter.
Don't know, don't care.
Well, the headline: Keeping voter rolls clean turns macabre.
Macabre.
Macabre. A great word, macabre.
I always read it as macabre.
Macabre. After his workday as the election supervisor in Heard County, Georgia, Tony Adams sits down to check the websites of nearly 24 area funeral homes, which is bookmarked on his computer. He also reads the local newspaper obituaries, writing down the names of those who appear so he can remove them from the county voter list. Do you think there'd be a better way?
There's got to be a better way. Yeah. This is what the sanctity of our democracy is hanging on.
Yeah.
A guy reading the obituary.
After he gets off work, he fucking cracks open the newspaper, checks this guy off.
Hon, you coming to bed? I got to read the obituaries.
Quote, I know that's kind of morbid, Adams said. There's distrust about the process, a lot of people challenging voters that don't live here. We err on the side of caution. Local officials have an array of tools to keep their rolls fresh. State and federal agencies share records of people who died or moved to another jurisdiction, though some people can slip through. In addition to obits, some election staffers regularly scan ads for estate sales, another source said. Jean Hansen, the town clerk in Abrams, Wisconsin, said she sometimes learns about deaths from locals who come to her office to deliver the news in person.
Great. All right. I'll scratch their name off the list.
Oh, your father died. I'll make a note of that.
I'll scratch his name off the list.
You won't be voting?
So they want to remove these names so that no one can turn up as an imposter?
Yeah, nobody can fraudulently vote for them using their name.
Is it that easy to fraudulently vote for a dead guy? Because they always talk about it like it is. Like there's all these dead voters or something.
Yeah, they do. But in the last thing of this, it says it's actually very rare.
So why are they wasting their time on it?
They make a big deal about it.
It would be hard to get an ID that looks like them and get registered and all that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
not.
in New York, you don't have to show your ID.
Really?
Yep.
Also, I could have voted.
Well, you have to be registered in New York
And you need some sort of proof that you live here first, right?
to be registered. Yeah,
Right.
but when you show up to the poll, you just tell them your name.
Oh, so I could just go and say I'm a dead guy, and they'll be like,
Yeah,
"Right,
I guess
right."
you could do that.
Yeah.
So I guess it
Well,
could
maybe we
actually
should read- yeah.
probably is pretty easy.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
get more people reading the obituaries.
4 years, I might have to read the obituaries. Make a couple notes for myself. After a resident told Hansen about a man who died last month, her office looked up the person's online obituary, printed it, and stapled it to his ballot, which he had already mailed back. Quote, "We didn't just deactivate his ballot because we just heard something," she said. "We want to make sure there's proof for it." So, apparently, if you vote early and then die, doesn't count.
What about people who just want to live long enough to like vote for
Right, like Jimmy Carter.
Yeah. They fucking croak and then shred his ballot, shred it.
Shred his ballot. It's
Shred
done.
it, light it on
Doesn't
fire.
count. Doesn't count.
Doesn't count. He died.
He died Tuesday. Yeah, so I don't know. That seems like kind of an odd rule to me, I suppose.
I think if you cast a ballot while you're alive, that should count for something.
Yeah.
Right?
Wisconsin is among a group of states that explicitly prohibit the counting of absentee ballots cast early by voters who subsequently died.
Thank you. I actually thought it was an interchangeable pronunciation. It's news to me that there's only one way to do it. I've heard subsequently,
Yeah.
but I thought subsequently you could say that too.
I wouldn't have noticed it really.
Well, everyone jumped down my
Everyone
throat.
else did. Yeah, everyone. They did jump down your throat.
They jumped down
I
my
hated
gut.
to see it.
They really
Yeah.
ripped me a new one.
10 other states have laws that permit the counting of such ballots, according to the National Conference of State Legislatures. Some election administrators consider obituaries enough proof to remove someone from a voter roll. Others require a second layer of evidence, so they send a letter to the address of a person with an obituary and ask a relative to confirm the death.
God, so much fucking work.
Yeah. Ballots have unique codes that are...
You'd think with all the data they're taking from
right. You
PayPal,
think they would just consult PayPal.
yeah. Just say, is he dead or alive?
Yeah. And then PayPal will be like, yeah, he actually died at 9:42 p.m. on Tuesday the 11th.
Yeah, and he racked up a $13 bar tab the night before.
He wrapped his
pants
car.
out. He's 32
wrapped his
by
car around
34.
around a tree. So we've sent his relatives.
Shred his ballot.
Yeah.
Shred it.
We've sent his relatives some ads for some new Fords. Ballots have unique codes that are traceable, and officials across the U.S. have taken pains to warn that anyone who submits a dead person's ballot will be caught and charged with a crime.
A crime.
A Minnesota woman was charged last month with fraudulently submitting an absentee ballot for her mother, who died over the summer.
What do you stand to gain from that?
One more vote. All it takes is one vote,
One
Joe.
more vote. If everybody votes twice,
Yeah,
I guess it does add up.
it does add up.
It certainly does, especially in a swing state.
That's what they did this year.
Yep. An Eastern Pennsylvania man pleaded guilty in 2021 to obtaining and submitting a ballot for his long deceased mother in the last presidential election.
Yo, I fucked up.
He was sentenced to 5 years of probation.
Probation.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that bad.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta stay home and play Cuphead.
The ballots are never filled out in large enough numbers to affect the election results, officials say. So it doesn't fucking matter. Patty Hansen, who oversees elections as the recorder in Coconino County, Arizona, said she and colleagues review obituaries in local newspapers several times a week and cancel the newly deceased from their voter registration system. Hansen said she has never faced so much attention in her more than 3 decades in election administration. Quote, "We try to be very, very careful," she said.
Well, not careful enough. Well, Trent, that brings us to our next story. It's from the Wall Street Journals. Journals. I said journals. I don't know why.
Well, I always wish there were more.
Me too. You know what? Even though we have 50 on the ground over there. Well, companies across the country are telling their employees to eat shit and die.
Bend over and eat shit.
Bend over and eat shit. Bosses tightened up rules on perks. Ever used the office printer for your kid's homework assignment or scrolled Facebook Marketplace during an all-hands Zoom meeting? Fair warning, your employer may be paying close attention.
Oh, no.
Big companies on the hunt for efficiency are deploying perk police to bust employees for seemingly minor infractions. That, by the letter of the company law, can result in termination. Quote, "We've had a lot of requests for new controls," said Katie McKillop, U.S. Director of Payhawk, which administers company credit card accounts and watches for misuse. Clients are asking Payhawk to restrict when and where companies' cards work. For example, a company can limit a lunch allowance to be available only on weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and be unusable at Chipotle but not at Kroger. In partnership with Visa and MasterCard, Payhawk is developing a feature that sends real-time spending alerts to corporate finance teams and allows them to instantly block suspicious transactions by employees.
Wow.
McKillop's firm doesn't track what happens to employees who violate company policies, but she says there is little doubt employees are taking codes of conduct more seriously. That helps explain reports of crackdowns at Meta platforms where employees were fired for spending $25 meal allowances on other items. Ernst & Young dismissing workers who watched multiple training videos at the same time, and Target canning employees who jumped the line to buy coveted Stanley water bottles before the general public.
Oh, God.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Get the fuck out of here. The companies declined to comment on the incidents.
Yeah.
If a goal of harsh consequences is to keep people in line, then it's working on Matt Tedesco. When he read a Financial Times report that Meta fired employees who spent Grubhub meal allowances on things like acne pads and laundry detergent in a saga dubbed Grubgate.
And no more gates. Enough gates.
He flashed... Yeah, seriously. I mean, it was one scandal 58 years ago. He flashed back
Lock the gates. That's
lock
what
the
I
gates.
say.
He flashed back to
Meta. This guy works for Meta?
Yeah, he works...
Fuck him.
I know. Tedesco, 47, describes himself as a rule follower in general and says he is doubly sure to do everything by the book in the current climate.
Yes, Mr. Zuckerberg.
Yeah, this guy, what a
Need me to
fucking
suck
pussy.
your cock?
What a fucking absolute pussy. They just wrote an article about a guy who's a complete bitch. I'm a rule follower, and I'll never step out of
The
line.
headline should be "Dumb bitch works for Meta."
Dumb bitch is a cuck.
Whatever you say, Mr. Zuck.
I do not want to step out of line. Not in this climate. It's hard to get a job right now. It took me months, he said. From an employee standpoint, my takeaway is don't abuse any privilege.
It took me months to get a job for the most evil corporation you could ever possibly imagine.
It's not worth the risk. That's what he said. People in a range of industries admit privately that they have broken rules like these in the past, but said they would never cop to it publicly. One likened today's workplace to a street with a 30 miles per hour street limit where you routinely get away with driving 37 miles an hour and feel blindsided when you're pulled over and ticketed.
Wow.
What a fucking
convoluted
yeah,
way to...
I know. What a completely frivolous analogy.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like a fucking the street where it's 30 miles per hour, but you could probably drive 37.
Yeah, but if you were ticketed, you would be surprised.
You've been talking
and
to
that's kind of how I feel about my
Yeah.
meal voucher here.
Talking to a guy at the bar who does that, you fucking throw a beer in his face.
Yeah, I like Meta. Give me a $25 meal voucher every day. Also, here's the thing: if you're tired of people abusing your $25 meal voucher, you know what companies have never had to do is give someone a meal voucher.
Right.
Why is there a meal voucher?
Yeah,
that's what the
exactly.
money's for.
Right.
Just give me a good salary, and I don't need a $25 meal voucher.
Fucking longshoreman has to make his wife make him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the morning before he goes to work. Back his lunchbox. This guy, he didn't get a fucking meal voucher. You don't hear him
dock
bitching.
workers. This is only good for Chipotle. You can't use it at Kroger.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, bitch. I will not step out of line. It is not worth the risk. Without knowing all the details, it can be hard to understand why companies police small dollars when they appear to spend freely on pricier items.
Yeah, no shit.
This is Jennifer Dolsky, chief executive of Rising Team, team, maker of employee engagement software, software. She notes Meta offices are known for vending machines stocked with headphones, keyboards, and other electronics available to employees free of charge, yet the company is getting serious about lunch money. So
stupid.
You get a free keyboard from a vending machine.
Free keyboard, AirPod Pros.
And then if you spend your $25 meal voucher at Kentucky Hut instead of Chipotle, they shoot you in the fucking head. We have a deal with Chipotle.
They send you to a fucking windowless room and tell you, bend over, pull down your pants, bend over and eat shit. You think you eat Chipotle? Not now. You're eating shit.
Have an AI robot come stick it in your ass.
Well, Joe, when this is from the Wall Street Journal, when TikTok stars divorce, dividing the assets is a drag. Couples argue over future value of accounts.
Unbelievable.
When Kat and Mike Stickler filed for divorce, their lawyers had a math problem. Among the couple's biggest assets.
Hey, I don't want to be a stickler here, but I think I should get part of the TikTok.
Oh, Joe.
Right? We're having fun.
That's good. We're having fun.
We're ripping it up.
Oh, yeah. Among the couple's biggest assets was Mike and Kat, a channel on TikTok.
What kind of world do we live in anymore? It used to be like the lake house, We'd fight over that. Yeah. The Hummer.
Yeah, the Hummer.
Who gets the Humvee?
Yeah.
Now who gets Mike and Kat?
Who gets the boat? Yeah. Now who gets Mike and Kat TikTok?
She can have the kids. I want the TikTok.
I won't fight for the kids.
I won't fight for the kids.
But please, for the love of God, give me the TikTok.
Christ, leave me the TikTok.
Well, Mike and Kat is a channel on TikTok and YouTube in which they shared their lives with about 4 million followers. And we've all heard of it.
Well, if they're divorced,
we're all big fans.
It's great. It sounds like it's over if they're just sharing their married life with 4 million people, right?
Well, you may think that, Joe, but no one knew how to evenly split Mike and Kat.
You can just start 2 new channels, right? Mike, Kat.
Well, the judge was like, what?
Did they really say that?
Yeah. Kat said last month during a podcast interview with Northwestern Mutual.
What?
Fuck.
What kind of dystopian world would people are doing podcasts with Northwestern Mutual? Why does Northwestern Mutual have a fucking podcast?
And who listens to it? Who's like, yeah, I actually listen to a podcast by Northwestern Mutual.
Jesus Christ.
They interviewed Kat from Mike and Kat, Mike and Kat, who recently went through a divorce. It's a whole...
Thanks for...
Oh, you don't listen to the Northwestern...
Thanks for tuning back into Northwestern Mutual podcast.
Today we have Kat from Mike and Kat.
Today we have Mike and Kat.
Why? We don't know. Why do we have a podcast?
Why
we don't know that either.
We're not sure.
Social media pays the bills for millions of Americans, but making a living online is more financially complicated than working a 9-to-5. Influencers need an audience to win advertising deals, and changing what they post risks turning followers away. Couples who showcase their love life online face an existential threat to the family business when they split. And they will split.
And if you look at the statistics, they're going to be splitting.
For the lawyers charged with pinning a dollar value to the accounts to divide them fairly, it's way harder than assessing a house or a car. Fortunes can swing depending on which ex has the keys to the account. That was Kat's...
The 13 keys.
That was Kat's argument in fighting for the control of the TikTok channel.
That bitch. Kat's a bitch.
She's fucking... Mike's like, she's fucking cleaning me out. Taking me for everything I fucking got. Quote, if the TikTok account was left to me, it would keep growing. But if it wasn't, it would stop, said Kat, 29, in the podcast interview with Northwestern Mutual.
Sex sells. With Northwestern Mutual?
She was right.
Oh, so people are in it for Kat. They don't care about Mike.
Kat got the TikTok, changed the handle to Kat Stickler, and now has 10.5 million followers.
Oh, she doubled in followers.
Yeah.
That's because she's probably, showing a little cleave now.
Yeah, she's some cleaving some beef.
Well, she got rid of Mike, and now she can show a little
Yeah.
Cleveland Beef. And she's double the pot, double the viewership.
Yeah, it's fucking sex sells. That's what, what can you say?
Don't for eating shit, Mike.
Mike's a fucking ugly pig. You know what
Mike's a fucking loser. No one cares
Yeah.
about his. No one cares about him.
He didn't know what he had.
Cleveland Beef.
She has
Even beef.
she's on Cleveland beef. And that's what it takes to make it in this world. She has another 3 million across Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
Well, good for her.
The Holy Trinity. The channel, the channels where Kat posts skits impersonating her mother and snippets of her everyday life. Oh, she sounds so fun.
Oh
That
my
sounds
god,
so fun.
It's just insufferable.
Have earned her enough to buy a condo and become a small business investor. Mike ended up with a YouTube account, which is now defunct.
Is it really? Wow, Mike fucked up big.
He now works in sales and declined to comment.
Here, take the YouTube. He's working in sales now.
He works in sales.
Oh
and
my
he
good
says,
god!
please, just leave me alone.
Let it be over. She's everywhere.
I lost my wife. I lost the love of my life. I
lost my TikTok.
I lost the TikTok.
Now she's out there.
I lost millions.
Fucking just
showing-
slanging Cleveland
Yeah,
Beef.
she's showing Cleveland Beef on fucking TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
I'm fucking doing sales at Bank of America.
Bank of America. I just called this guy Joe Nunnick. He told me he turned the tables on me.
He fleeced me.
He fleeced me. He said, "Give me all my money back and send me some mail."
Yeah, I'll be taking all that.
I go, "That's not really my department, but I'll see what I can do." There are 27 million paid content creators in the U.S. Good God, and 44% of them say social media is their full-time job.
It's awesome.
The big bucks don't come from views or followers. Brands pay influencers to recommend a product or service to their audience. U.S. advertisers paid content creators $26 billion in 2023, according to Statista.
God, I've got to get a brand new.
Well, you got a brand new. You got one thing.
Yeah.
I
I got a company that sends me free shampoo every 3 months.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what it is. I'm not going to give them any free advertising on the pod.
Yeah, no, I didn't show it anywhere.
Once that's wild. Once divorce specialists tally up how much money the accounts are raking in, the couple can divide them, or one partner can take more and buy out the other. But there's one elusive factor in digital assets value: the account's potential to keep making money.
You know where that resides? Cat's Cleveland Beef.
Both partners have to make a case for their role in that potential. How many this is infuriating. How many pranks did they think of? How many hours did they spend editing videos? So that all factors
Your
in.
Honor, I thought of way more pranks
I
than
thought
she
of
did.
way more pranks. So,
I
yeah.
thought of more pranks.
I actually was the one that came up with putting hot sauce in her underwear. So I think I deserve a little more of
Your Honor.
that.
He's like,
60-40.
Does anyone want the kids, by the way?
Oh, right.
Oh, right.
No, not really.
Well, they did think of a few pranks, but I think that one of us should have the TikTok.
We normally keep them locked away.
I thought of way more pranks than you.
There's typically one person in the relationship who is passionate about social media, who's driving the business, said Cameron Najeri, who runs a talent management group with his wife, representing some of TikTok's most followed couples.
What an infuriating sentence.
It's not always clear who that person is by the time divorce rolls around. Social media success often evolves quickly, and couples may not be prepared to track finances and labor. Riza and Pooja Khan say everything they've done to amass about 5 million followers on shared channels has been a team effort. They started posting about their wedding in 2020, and within months, Pooja was able to quit her office job. Now they estimate that social media brings in about $500,000 a year. Almost all of that goes into a joint bank account. It was a little overwhelming to see their incomes jump so fast, says, so far above what their parents made, says Riza, 28, and Pooja, 27. They hired a financial advisor earlier this year, but the idea of dividing their empire has never crossed Pooja's mind.
Well, sign a prenup.
Yeah, it's coming, honey. Quote, this is the first time we're actually thinking about it, she says. If I really went public with a hypothetical split, that could create its own momentum.
Oh wow, I could get so many more views off that.
What a horrifying way to think about your marriage and your life. So actually, if we got divorced, I could spin that into.
If I give up one of the kids for adoption,
10
that could be
million
like
more
6 more
followers.
videos. Part 1, part 2, part 3.
This is unrelated, but not related at all. But you mentioned kids and how that involves in social media. The other day, a girl I went to high school with, she had adopted a kid like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then recently, she had a actual biological kid of her own.
Okay.
And a friend of mine brought it to my attention that she's no longer posting any videos with the adopted kid.
Oh.
It's just the.
Do you think she got rid of it?
I don't know.
Can you get rid of? Can you like say never mind?
Yeah, take it back.
Take it back.
Back
to the orphanage.
Is how long is your return policy? 5 years.
5 years. I'd like to lease this child for 5 years.
Yeah, it's a lease.
To get a social media following,
Right.
And then when I can have my own
When I
kids,
have my own.
then once they come of age, we'll return.
Yeah,
this
we'll probably get rid of this one. Return.
We want to keep the kid in the 5 to 7 year old sweet spot. So if one ages out, we got to age one.
One ages out like Mudang. So that's kind of bizarre, but it's also kind of how the world thinks now. It's all everybody wants to amass a following, and it's very gross. And if you think about it too much, you put a bullet in your brain. The way influencers rebuild their brands after breaking up can make or break their careers. If the person got popular by posting memes or makeup tutorials, they probably won't take much of a financial hit from a divorce. But there could be more damage if a lot of videos feature family time. Ayumi Lashley, 34, started creating social media videos with her husband in 2017. They made it their full-time job in 2020, and the accounts paid for her car and house, she says. When they divorced in 2023, they both tried to elevate their personal profiles, but their fan base is still attached to a non-existent relationship.
It's almost like when you exploit your relationship
Yeah.
and your family for views,
Yeah.
that might have negative consequences on your relationship and your family.
You think so? Well,
How could this happen? All we did was roll the camera 24/7. Well,
Yeah,
Jimmy
all we
got
did
home
was-
from soccer practice, and
all we did was commodify our love.
my
I
son's
don't
never
see how
seen
that
my
could
face because there's
backfire.
I've never actually looked my son in the eyes. There's always been a camera between my face and his.
Yeah, I haven't held them without a phone in my hand for 4
No.
years. But
It's not a sound investment.
right. She says she chose not to share much about the split and lost a few thousand followers, while her ex posted more about their divorce. Quote, a lot of people were very upset with me for not talking about it, Lashley says. His career is doing amazing, and mine is not.
Oh, so this is kind of the opposite of the
opposite.
other two. Well, if she
Yeah.
tried showing a little more beef and cleave.
It doesn't say, but
it
she
didn't say.
didn't talk about her relationship. She didn't tell everybody in the world about what was going on in her private life.
So that's actually not good for numbers.
That actually kind of backfired, honey. So maybe you might want to share a little more about
Yeah,
your...
it's actually not how you get views and brand deals. So.
Kind of a bad look. Many content creators don't intend to make videos of their daily outfits forever, even if it isn't divorce that ends their careers. Quote, I always joke we're like NFL players. You get 5 or 10 good years, but you take one bad hit to the knee and you're done, said Vivian 2,
She always jokes.
who posts about...
She always makes
She
that
always
joke.
jokes. She's a cut up.
Yeah, she's a cut up. Yeah, she
Who
has
posts about...
stitches. I'm dead. I'm dead.
So Vivian too, she posts about financial literacy to roughly 8 million followers.
Christ.
Quote, you can't control the algorithms. You can't control what is in vogue and what's not. Two says she is preparing for a life away from social media by developing other streams of income, including writing a book and hosting a podcast. 2 lucrative careers.
Yeah, podcast.
Two extremely lucrative careers.
Yeah,
writing books.
And hosting a podcast.
Hosting a podcast. That'll
It's taking
really-
a step away from social media by hosting a podcast is the most fucking absurd thing I've ever heard. Well, and our final story for the episode today, Trent, TikTok star all on her own, but not going through a divorce, but she still might have some problems of her own.
Yes.
She eats, she bites, she naps. Her fans still can't get enough. Moo Dang, a baby pygmy hippo,
It's done. It's over.
is a big hit.
Clock's ticking, huh?
This article was from like 2.5 weeks ago,
Yeah.
so I think it's just coming past. But some worry it's all too much. Moo Dang, the baby.
Can't she handle it?
Can't she handle
The fame, or will she snap like Chapel Roan?
Did Chapel snap? Did Chapel snap?
Well, she's yeah, kind of.
Really?
She went through a lot. It's fame. I mean, you think it's all. That's not all it's
Well,
cracked
she
up
just
to
did
be.
Saturday night.
She did
Live.
Saturday Night Live.
She did the Saturday night
This
show.
was a while back.
Whatever. She's whatever. She's fine.
She's fine.
If I'd never heard the words Chaperone again, I'd
The name
be
is
fucking
annoying.
fine by that. Ping Pony Club, my ass. Moo Dang, the baby pygmy hippo, has been alive for less than 4 months. That's crazy to me. But since shooting to internet stardom, she has experienced
overnight internet
sensation.
stardom. 4 months.
Experienced a full life cycle of a meme, from feverish online fervor and overnight riches to cries of overexposure and burnout. The perpetually moist pink and gray hippo, it's disgusting, first seen in videos trotting adorably around her pen in a Thai zoo, has drawn nearly $500,000 in donations at the Khao Kio Open Zoo. Ticket sales have skyrocketed, and the zoo has introduced Moo Dang merchandise to capitalize on the moment. The question is, how long can it last, Trent?
Yeah.
Animal videos have long been valuable currency on the internet. Grumpy Cat. Who doesn't remember Grumpy Cat?
Oh my God! I have his poster up in my room.
A feline. Yeah. I masturbate to Grumpy Cat porn still. A feline whose face set in permanent scowl became an avatar for the disaffected. What a fucking stupid sentence. An avatar for the disaffected.
Then he dropped
It's
dead.
it's not
He
the
dropped dead.
He's not.
I'll never forget. It was
He's
like,
not Bukowski. Grumpy Cat and avatar for the disaffected. How did you give me a break?
Grumpy Cat. It was the modern day Bukowski.
Yeah, it's an avatar for the
I'll never
disaffected.
forget where I was when I heard Grumpy Cat died. It was
Yeah,
like
finally.
It was like when Kennedy was shot. I'll never forget. That's what I tell my kids about.
Yeah, he was Kurt Cobain.
He's an avatar for the disaffected.
He's Nirvana. A national.
Grandson, sit down.
I'm gonna tell you a
Let me
story.
tell you a story about Grumpy Cat.
Yes. A National Geographic video of a honey badger hunting for prey turned the mammal into a symbol of fearless self-interest.
Sure, I remember that
Sort
one.
of an Ayn Rand type vibe. A rush of memes, merch, and discourse follows these symbolic critters.
Yeah.
But then,
Now, Joe, this is the first viral video I remember ever.
okay,
When I was a baby.
the Numa Numa guy, perhaps.
No, it was an animal video.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Very, very young. I wonder if you remember this. This was like dial-up internet. You had to wait 5 hours for it to even load.
Right.
It was a monkey on a tree, stuck his finger up his ass and smelled it, and he fell off the tree.
Oh, I don't remember that.
You don't
one.
remember that one?
No,
Oh,
but
my
something
God.
similar happened to me one time. I did eat dog food last night.
Yeah. I wish somebody had been recording.
No,
That
we
would've
missed
been
such a
viral.
cool viral moment. We tried to recreate it. We spent an hour recreating it, but the spark just wasn't
Yeah,
there.
it's just not real.
Yeah, it just didn't have that authenticity. That's why you always keep the cameras rolling.
You keep a camera on yourself 24/7.
Yeah, that's staying up. That tripod doesn't come down, buddy. Well, the popularity always dies down. With
Yeah.
all these. In Moo Dang's case, the clock
fleeting.
fame fleeting.
Is fleeting.
It's fleeting. We've always known. That's why everyone's got 15 minutes.
Yep, to quote the great artist
Andy Warhol.
An avatar for the disaffected. An avatar for the Campbell Soup Company. who brought capitalism and commercialism into fine art.
Yes.
And it never went away. Thanks, Andy.
Yeah. Oh wow! Somebody painted a picture of Marilyn Monroe.
I think he's the most overrated asshole that ever existed.
Oh, fuck him, yeah.
Yeah, fuck him. He's a fucking dirtbag.
Rot in hell.
Rot in hell. Rest in piss. In Mu Deng's case, the clock is ticking even faster. Today's zoomy baby is tomorrow's lumbering grown-up.
Yeah, ugly pig is what she'll turn into.
Yeah, she's lost. You've lost it, honey. You lost the spark. Mu Deng Zeal seems to have peaked as footage of the hippo is all but consumed TikTok. There she is, trying to get up a slippery rock.
Oh.
In her enclosure with her mother, young Mu Deng, whose name means bouncy pork. That's just... Wow. Exhibits many moods. She bites at her minder's knee. She yawns. She jumps. She naps. She falls into her pool with a plop. Quote, she's definitely representing for the girls who act on the feeling that enough is enough. Said Peace Hage, 29, a Toronto model, art director, and superfan. What does that mean? She's definitely representing for the girls who act on the feeling that enough is enough? Because she naps and yawns and is excited sometimes?
She's an avatar for the disaffected woman.
She's an avatar for the disaffected woman. And they need one now more than ever.
That's true. You can't always rely on Taylor Swift. Some days you gotta rely on Mu Deng.
As Mu Deng has gone from internet breakout to overexposed child star, the pageantry has prompted outcry.
She's quickly turning to a life of drugs.
Oh yeah,
sex and drugs.
It's coke and fint. They say. Well, no, animal rights groups. People for the ethical treatment of animals issued a statement.
They always they love to weigh in.
They do. They always
stick
love
their
to
nose in some of this. Not their business.
Actually.
So it's not cute.
They issued a statement declaring that Mu Deng is stressed out.
Stressed out?
Yeah.
What does she have to be stressed out about? People take pictures of her.
Too many pictures, too many autographs during public appearances, and she gets stressed in public appearances and living.
Oh, they parade her around.
Oh my god, it's in Thailand, and there's no regulations. They fucking parade her ass around. They take pictures of her. They fucking have. You can pay $5 and kiss her on the mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
They fucking pose a bunch of lady boys around her and all this stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. K-pop groups are fucking twerking in her face and shit. Yeah. It's nonstop.
Wow.
Nonstop from dawn till dusk. I mean, they wake her. They have an air horn 6 a.m. and they get a K-pop group.
Mu Deng.
They get Mu Deng and they get a K-pop group twerk their asshole in her face at 6 a.m. and they parade her around a meet and greet. And then she does autographs and then she does photography.
Yeah.
And she has to try on fucking new Gucci products. And then it just never ends. If she sleeps, so they blare another air horn, wake her back up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The zoo is treating Mu Deng as a spectacle, not an autonomous being with her own needs and rights. I mean, come on, rights. But
what else would she be doing? She would just be sleeping and
I think she needs a little more peace. I think they're like parading her around.
Yeah. She would be walking around in her little fucking 4x4.
I'm sorry, but you know what?
That's too small for a hippo.
I think, if what we did to Michael Jackson as a child is fine, then I think that sorry Mu Deng, but this zoo needs to make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta crack a couple fucking eggs to make an omelet sometimes. Mu Deng, you're not gonna have a great life. You're gonna become an alcoholic in old age.
Right.
You're a child star.
I mean, what if she wasn't born in the zoo? Her life would be running in fear from a natural predator of a hippo.
And she would have literally no followers.
She would have no followers.
And
that's no life to live.
That's no life to live.
I'm sorry.
She'd have zero endorsement deals. She'd have zero sponsors.
Yeah, she would never have a camera in her face. And
yeah, she wouldn't have got to.
I personally can't imagine living like that.
She wouldn't have gotten to meet Charlie XDX.
That's for damn sure.
That's for damn sure. So if you want that life in the open prairies and swamps, then have at it. But
yeah,
you're throwing it all away. People know on some level, seeing this little hippo on concrete in a country far from her natural home, that there might be something wrong with that. Well, whatever. They don't
like
care.
When they locked up.
What about all the other animals that are far from home in the zoo?
This is no different than when they locked up Britney Spears under house arrest.
Free Mu Deng.
Free Mu Deng. That's what the new cause. And soon, when we free Mu Deng, she'll be dancing around in her bikini with knives.
Yeah, Jesus Christ! Yeah, she's gonna lose her mind. The zoo, she's gonna go the way of Amanda Bynes.
Yeah. Amanda Bynes. Don't get me started.
It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
The zoo says it puts animal wellness first. Uh,
And if you can't trust a zoo, who can you trust? A Thailand zoo?
and they didn't really do much follow up to explain how they do
Didn't
that.
say
So
why or how.
yeah, they go. Actually, we put animal wellness first. So Moodang shirts are over there. There's two for $2.99.
2 for $40.
2 for 40. Yeah, 2 for 40. We're out of mediums. Don't even ask about mediums. We're out of mediums. But they shrink anyway, so you want to get a large.
Yeah. Wow. Ooh, nice shot.
Yeah, that's what I call it. Slam dunk.
That was a slam dunk, and this was a slam dunk episode.
You can say that again, Trent.
High five up top.
I'm up top. Well, I feel better about the world.
I do too. Wow.
Thanks
wow,
for
wow.
watching another episode of Echo Chamber Podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, all that bullshit.
Yeah, all that shit. As always, this is Trent Mabry signing out.
And this is Joe Nunnick signing off.
Bye-bye.